Hello. We are continuing our series, Getting Back to Business with the Shiloh Fallon Chamber of Commerce. And today I have the privilege of visiting with Sue Holloway from St. Elizabeth's, HSHS St. Elizabeth's Hospital in O'Fallon. Hi, Sue.
Hi, Mary.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
So the reason, or one of the reasons that we're visiting with you today is because you are preparing for retirement, right?
That's correct.
And how long have you been an RN, Sue?
I've been an RN for almost 35 years.
Okay. So uh, you have also served on the Chamber Board of Directors since 2016. How long have you been involved with the Chamber?
Um, since 2016.
Okay, so then you
Yeah,
came to the Board of Directors. And most recently you've served as the Chamber Vice President and President,
that's
correct?
correct.
What have you learned during this time about how a chamber can be of help to local businesses?
Well, I think the biggest thing that I've learned is the sense of community that it gives other businesses, the support in terms of networking, and then the educational opportunities that it provides. I think those are the three hallmarks of what a chamber does for its businesses.
I think you're right. And I think during this time of COVID, we have all sort of learned how to do things on the fly. And you've seen how businesses have had to reinvent themselves to stay above water. What advice do you have for businesses going forward?
Well, it's kind of like a story I told Debbie once. You always have to be ready to adjust your chair. Okay, so, and by that, you reinvent yourself. You have to be watching the market, feeling the market. You have to be in touch with your customers in order to understand what it is they need at that time. And this is, we're always going to have fluxes in life and fluxes in business. So I think you just have to stay in touch with your consumer and understand what it is they need.
Yeah, yeah. And I think, going back to the chamber, for me being in healthcare and you being in healthcare, I think while we've been dealing with COVID, it's been reassuring to me to see the chamber being active on Facebook. And it's like somebody is helping to remember the needs of business at that time, right?
Yeah, you talk about reinventing themselves. Our chamber has definitely reinvented themselves. This is awesome.
It is. And so you have spent your professional career in healthcare. How have you seen that change and evolve over time, and how do you see it continuing to change after COVID?
Probably the biggest things I've seen in healthcare are we're taking care of, especially in a hospital setting, we're taking care of sicker and sicker patients. And what I mean by that is in 2020 now, we're taking care of patients on our regular floors that back when I started in 1986 would have been in the ICU. I mean, patients are waiting longer, they're sicker when they come to the hospital. So the resources that it takes to take care of the average patient is probably at least 5 to 10 times it was in 1986 when I started. I think the other thing in healthcare, and especially with COVID-19, that's made it change so much too is, again, we have to make sure that the hospital is a safe place to come to. And I think that's one of the things that we saw during the COVID crisis, and not that we're out of the COVID crisis at all, but I think, because of our positives are starting to go down, I think reassuring the public that it's a safe place to come to, that you're not going to come to the ER if you have a gallbladder attack, come to the ER if you have a heart attack. Don't sit and have your heart attack at home.
Right.
We have to be better about letting people know we're a safe place to come to again.
Yeah, I think I mean that was definitely a concern for many of our residents and people that we support during the crisis was if they're how sick do they have to be
Yeah,
to risk a hospital visit. And so
absolutely.
I think that it's good. I think it is good for people to know that it's okay to come back if you're having health problems.
Right.
So, at any time in your career, this is something that I wanted to know because I really admire you personally. I know
Oh, thank you.
you've accomplished so much and you've been such an asset to your community. It's something that I really strive for. And so I was wondering, at any point in your career, did you start thinking about legacy And if so, did that impact your choices and goals moving forward?
No, I can't say that I ever thought about a legacy. I
Hmm.
think I got into nursing to help people.
Hmm.
So in the beginning of my nursing career, I'd say the first 8 to 12 years, it was about helping patients. And then I found there was also a need that the people that I worked with needed support. And so uh, I decided, I could help support them too. And that kind of naturally pushed me into the management role. And so I have done a lot of advocacy for the people that I manage. I've done a lot of advocacy for patients. Really never ever thought about a legacy per se, but always just wanted to help. That was my big thing, is I just wanted to help.
So that's something that I think a lot of people who end up being fantastic leaders start out wanting to do. And so that answer does not surprise me, Sue. um, do you have any last words as you close out your time on the chamber board and move into retirement?
I would just probably the biggest thing I would say to the chamber board is thank you. I mean, the collaboration, the cooperation, and the great minds, and the way they try to help or support their consumers is just something I've never seen before. It really is. I've been very impressed with how it works, and would have never I would have never known that had I not been involved in the chamber.
Yeah, it's a great chamber. I think,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
really is.
it's really the best chamber, right? Like, we don't want to be in competition with anybody, but it's a good chamber.
Right. We may be just a little bit,
Maybe just a little bit.
non-objective.
Okay, so I have a speed round for you.
Okay.
And so I'm going to ask you some questions to help people get to know you. And I know that you are married, but I don't know if your husband's retired.
My husband is retired. He's been retired
Okay,
for
so the
5
two of
years.
you, so what do you have a favorite vacation spot or a place you're going to travel?
First spot is Yellowstone.
Oh, nice. That's a beautiful area.
Yeah.
And I don't want to geek out, but I know that there is a lot of really great wildlife. They've reintroduced the wolf pack there. And so when do you plan to travel there?
Within the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, great. So we
Yeah.
won't be seeing you around town for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about your favorite local restaurant to get takeout?
It's got to be Peel.
Oh yeah, you're a Peel fan.
Yeah, I'm a
Um,
Peel fan.
what do you
1818
think
runs
you're gonna?
a close second.
What does?
1818 Chap House runs a close second.
Oh, 1818's been our favorite through the
Yeah.
COVID. We like it that they do the cuts of meat so we can grill them at home and
Right.
snack on their appetizers while we're doing that. So,
Yeah.
what do you miss most about? What do you think you're gonna miss most about work?
Oh, the people for sure.
Yeah.
The interaction, the people interaction. Yeah,
And what
I'm saying I'm just going to try this retirement thing. I may not
you
be
know what?
successful.
I was wondering about that because you're just such a doer. Like, I think it's gonna be tough, Sue. I
I know.
believe in you. You can do it. And what are you looking forward to about retirement, though?
Really just being stressed.
Yeah.
Working on hospital is stressful. It's very rewarding. It's stressful, and a lot of times days where you get to work and within the first hour it's hair on fire because something has to be done,
Yeah.
and I'll probably miss that part about it too. While it's the thing that I'll look forward to being away from it's probably going to end up being one of the things that I miss. But I had a friend of mine, just a real short story, come in when he found out I was actually a surgeon here. He found out I was going to retire, and he walked in my office and he said, "I heard this bad rumor. Is it true?" And I said, "Yes, it's true." And he said, what do I have to do to talk you out of it? Who do I got to go to?" And I said, "No one." And he said, "All right." He said, "Then having said all that, then he said, I'm going to send you a link to a book that you have to read. You promise me you'll read it." Promise. And I said, "Yeah, I promise." So I started reading it. It's How to Retire Wild and Free. And it has taught me, I'm about halfway through it now, and it has taught me so much. Just like with anything else, you have to have a plan. You can't just retire. You have to have a plan. So I've been following the book and going through the plan. Like I have to plan all, my bucket list of the places I want to see and the things I want to do and all those things. So it's really kind of cool.
So it seems like you're approaching retirement kind of like it's a job, Sue.
Yeah, probably. It'll be the only way I'm successful.
So I have actually, my last question for you is also a suggestion. Have you ever thought about running for elected office?
No.
You should. I am going to pitch that to you, that I submit to you that you would be an amazing elected official with a really great background in science and in leadership, and we need more of those, I think. So,
oh, thanks, Mary. I appreciate
something to
that.
think about, okay? Something to think about while you're at Yellowstone.
Okay.
Well, Sue, I know that I'm not the only one who feels this way, but on behalf of the Chamber, you have done so much for this community, and you were so instrumental in the St. Elizabeth development. And we just, I can't say enough about how much of a role model you've been to me, and I know to a lot of people, a lot of emerging leaders in the Chamber. So thank you for that, and thank you for your service. And I really hope you enjoy your retirement, because you have certainly earned it.
Thank you, Mary. Thanks for your kind words. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Sue. Talk soon.
Okay, bye, guys.
Okay, bye.